Hello Elim Hope Church Youth, I'm Gemma. This is your Sunday Study Christmas edition, part 2 of the Messianic Prophecies. So last week we looked at the Messianic Prophecies to do with Jesus' birth, the words that were God spoken out over people to be told what was going to happen in Jesus' life. That is what a prophecy is. Something that is going to come true. It's not a guess, it's not 99% chance, it is God-breathed truth that will come true. So, we saw last week the prophecies, some of the prophecies about Jesus' birth. There are far too many for us to read, all in 1 or 2 sessions. Today we're not going to look at as many prophecies, but I'm going to go through some fine details that there's no way it could have been about anyone else. It had to be about Jesus. Prophecies about his life and death. Okay, so I'm going to start off by reading Isaiah 35 verse 5 to 6. Okay, and in this it says, "Then the eyes of the blind will be opened, the ears of the deaf unstopped. Then will the lame leap like a deer, and the mute tongue shout for joy. Water will gush forth in the wilderness, and streams in the desert." So this is talking about Jesus, the Messiah. God's Son would be a healer. He would let the blind see, the deaf hear, the lame leap like a deer. I love that. Picture it leaping like a deer. The people got healed out of excitement. Because if you're going to be healed and you're going to be able to walk again, you're not just going to stand up and walk, you are going to leap like a deer. And the mute talk. And we saw all of those things happen at various points through the New Testament, through the Gospels, where we see Jesus heal again and again and again. So that definitely came true. In Zechariah 9, verse 9, it says, "Rejoice greatly, daughter Zion. Shout, daughter Jerusalem. See, your king comes to you, righteous and victorious, lowly and riding on a donkey, on a colt, the foal of a donkey." What's it referring to? It's referring to the Palm Sunday story. Did you get that? I hope you did. The Palm Sunday story where Jesus rode on a donkey that had never been ridden before, a colt. That means the foal of a donkey, a baby donkey. And he rode, not like a newborn, but still old enough to take Jesus' weight, but still a donkey that had never been ridden before. And if you read those New Testament verses about the Palm Sunday story, you will see that that falls in line with this. It says the details. It doesn't just say he'd ride on a 4-legged animal. Could be a camel, could be a horse, could be a donkey, but it says it is a baby donkey, a colt. The details are God-breathed. Okay, Psalm 22, verse 16 to 18. Now, if you actually look at Psalm 22 for yourselves, you will see loads of messianic prophecies, all that come true. And as you read it, you'll think, oh yeah, that happened then. Oh yeah, that happened then. But I'm just going to focus on verses 16 to 18. "Dogs surround me. A pack of villains encircles me. They pierce my hands and my feet. All my bones are on display. People stare and gloat over me. They divide my clothes among them and cast lots for my garment." Now here it is obviously talking about his death. His hands and his feet were pierced. We know that because he was hung on a cross. His bones were on display because that's what happened when people died on the cross. He had the sword put through his side. But the thing here, the detail that stands out to me is verse 18, where it says, "They divide my clothes among them and cast lots for my garments. We know from reading the story about Jesus' death in the New Testament that that is what the Roman soldiers did. As he was dying on that cross, they did cast lots. They were betting over Jesus' garments, Jesus' clothes. Wow. God predicted it. God said it would happen. It wasn't a prediction, it was a prophecy. It came true. Psalm 16, verse 10 to 11. Because you will not abandon me to the realm of the dead, nor will you let your faithful one see decay. You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. What is it on about? It's obviously on about Jesus because it's another one of the Messianic prophecies, but here it is on about when he dies. He will not see decay. Jesus, the faithful one, will not see decay. So whereas you and me will die and our bodies will decay, that will not happen. He will be with eternal pleasures at God's right hand. It's talking about Jesus. Not only would he die, but he'd come back to life. He would die, but he wouldn't be abandoned to the realm of the dead. He would come back to life. He would see eternal life at God's right hand side. Wow. So, there are some of the Messianic prophecies that God shared with us. Now, if you read the Old Testament, and if I'm being honest, I struggle more with the Old Testament than the New Testament. But the Old Testament is full of little gems. It's got nearly 500. There's over 400 prophecies about Jesus that are all shown to be true in the New Testament. Now, some might say that's a coincidence. However, Professor Peter Stoner, the former chairman of the Departments of Mathematics and Astronomy at Pasadena City College and chairman of the Science Division of Westmont College, decided to check the probability, the calculations. Now, from your maths lessons, you will know probability. Is it certain? Is it impossible? Now, when he decided not to look at all of the prophecies because that would be far too complicated. He decided to look at just 8 prophecies of Jesus and work out if that could possibly come true, how possibly it could come true for everyone. So how many people would it take to fulfill 8 prophecies? And he worked out there for one person to fulfill 8 specific prophecies by coincidence, just for it to happen, could be 1 in, I can't even say this number, there's too many zeros. 1 in 1. 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 chance of it happening. So that is just of someone fulfilling 8 prophecies. It is 1 in 1 following 17 zeros. That is how likely it is for someone to fulfill 8 prophecies from the Bible. So imagine filling nearly 400, 500 prophecies. It's impossible. No one could fulfill all of these. Things like, even if someone tried to fulfill them all, they're not all in one person's hand. Jesus didn't make the Roman soldiers cast lots for his garments when he was dying on the cross. Jesus was just dying. Jesus was bearing all your sin at that point. There are so many things that one person couldn't force to happen into place, that the only way that all these prophecies can have happened is because they were God-breathed. Wow. If you want to read more about the Messianic prophecies, come speak to me. Come speak to any of the leaders or message us because we're on lockdown number 2. And we would love to give you some more Bible verses to read up or even go through them in more detail together. Thanks for watching.